to the likes that you've probably never seen here on Black Logic, and it's because of the so-called Black diaspora wars. And it's solely against foundational Black Americans because we have decided to delineate. And that delineation has nothing to do with hate for our African and Caribbean and non-American Black immigrants. It has nothing to do with hate. Has everything to do with focusing on our goals, our struggle, our achievement, our success, our fight for reparations which are owed to us. And I know a lot of people who probably tune into this channel, you're not for reparations. That's okay. But this is for the Black non-American immigrants. This is what this message is for. And this is all stemming from a couple of videos, and I would like to say within the hundreds. But this one particular video has been going viral because of some of the language that she has spoken in this particular video. So we're going to listen in on just a little bit. And believe me, I have a response for this, as if a lot of people in this new Black media have responded in kind. And so will I. Listen in.
Haiti and Africa. If this meet your consent, since the Black American want to go to war, let's try, let's see. All of us that call out one day from work, all of us across the United States, all immigrants call out from work. Yes. If they want to go to war, let's see what they can prove.
May I chime in? If all of you guys take out one day from work all across America, Black Americans are not going to be mad. And matter of fact, we may go and try to get those jobs that were undercutted from us because of profit. The only people who are going to be mad are those business owners, and majority of them are not Black Americans when it comes to large businesses and businesses that you guys are essentially doing. Now, granted, there may be a very large gap in Uber rides, but other than that, Black Americans, we will take those jobs because they will have to pay us at least the minimum wage. But continue.
And also, all immigrants, like your businesses from all Black Americans, simple as that. Don't let them go into your grocery store. Don't let them go into your restaurant. Don't let them go into your salon. You want to go to war? We will. And also we can.
Wait. Okay. We don't need to go into any African, Caribbean, Black grocery stores. If there are any, there's probably a couple. Okay. But we don't need to go in there. We can go to Kroger. We can go to Safeway. Okay. We can go to Giant. We can go to Piggly Wiggly. We can go to Whole Foods. So again, you're in a country that you did not build, that you didn't even help to build. Foundational Black Americans built the very foundation of America. We built the first roads. We built the first railroads. We built the Capitol, the White House. We built the very infrastructure. Now, granted, the Chinese, they came along later to help build and finish out the railroads. The Irish came and the Italians came a little bit later to help build some of the buildings. And other groups have helped. But the very foundation, the first paving of the roads, the digging of the roads, foundational Black Americans. The first construction of houses and buildings, foundational Black Americans. The first railroads, foundational Black Americans. Look at the many inventions that we have made to advance civilization, not only in America, but for around the entire world. So don't come to America and tell us that you're going to stop working. Then guess what? Go back home and build up your own country. Now, granted, when I went to Africa, very lovely people. Ghanaians, very loving and nice people. When I went to South Africa, very loving and kind people. When I went to Kenya, very loving and kind people. But now, granted, looking at the phenotype of this particular person, she seemed as though that she derives from Nigeria. I have nothing against Nigeria. I actually have Nigerian friends. This is not to all African immigrants or Caribbean immigrants or non-Black American immigrants. But these are for those tethers. These are for those people with white supremacy ideology that Black Americans, and especially our women, because again, let me give you the hard mark of this video right here. This is stemming from Black American women, foundational Black American women getting tired of being cheated and robbed, and violence posed upon them for people who look like them, but not from this country, speaking down and disrespectful toward them and cheating them. And now Black American women are stating that on August 1st of this year, 2025, that they're going to boycott all African, all non-Black American hair salon businesses, people who do hair, not food, not other businesses, just hair, because of the way they've been treated. And granted, they should have been doing this long time before. They should have been doing this for Asian nail shops as well. Now, granted, not all Asian nail shops are prejudiced and racist against Black Americans, but there's been enough to call in for a protest. But I think this is more egregious when you have people that look like you stating that there's some sort of African diaspora unity. Okay, there's some sort of Pan-Africanism connection, then turn up and look down at you as though you are less than, even though you're spending your hard working dollars with them. And you think there's some sisterhood, you think there's some brotherhood. And now the women are now delineating and going to Black American shop or houses to get their hair done. Because my wife knows how to do hair. Her sister knows how to do hair better than her. And then her nieces know how to do hair. And they're all foundational Black Americans. So believe me when I tell you this, we know how to braid hair. We know how to plait hair. We know how to cornrow hair. So again, there's enough of us, but maybe we just want to sit down for a couple of hours and a couple of 2 or 3 people do our hair. I mean, not me, but our women. But now they're delineating. But you're calling for war? You are extending this astronomically. Do you understand what you're doing? We are the ones who fought for all of these immigration and civil rights that you benefit from. You know what, President Trump? If they're not a foundation of Black America, then go ahead. Go ahead and go get them. Go get them. You want to have war? See, what you don't understand is that we live in a world of white supremacy. And America is one of the pillars of that. Not every white person in America is a white supremacist. There's really good white people. Don't get me wrong. And there's a lot of white people who are not racist. But when I tell you this, the systems that are in place and the laws that are being made and the actions that are being executed, believe me when I tell you this, if you guys continue on with this rhetoric, and again, this is not to all my African brothers and sisters and my Caribbean brothers and sisters, but for those who sound and talk like this about war and what about this, you're going to need us. And no. We've never needed anyone because we've always been survivors and fighters. Do you know who we are? Do you know who we are? Well, if you don't know who we are, then I'm here to remind you guys who we are and what we have done. Don't worry. I'll wait. But again, go ahead and continue.
And ask all our African doctors, boycott all Black American treatment. Like I said, you don't want to go to war with African. Trust me. We are 54.
Listen. First and foremost, before I go any deeper, I'm up here just burning the candle. I'm the candle. I'm a chocolate candle. I'm just burning my own candle. Listen, we don't want to go war with anyone. The thing about this, we never spoke this way. You guys want to go to war because of delineation, because now we're not backing you up. Now we're calling out your cosplaying because, a lot of you may be first generation America coming from immigrant families, and you speak the same lingo, you have enjoyed, and party within our culture. You've cosplayed for a very long time, and then we're calling you out. We're looking at first and last names. We're looking at phenotypes. We're looking at the things that you state and the way that you state them. We're looking at your alliances. We're pointing out that you are not a Black American. That, you may be an African American because that you were born in this country, but you're not a foundational Black America where your lineage derives back from 1719 to 1619 to 1526. We are foundational Black Americans. So the tough talk is not going to scare none of us. We've always been warriors. We've always been fighters. Even when we were chained and shackled, we were never obedient slaves. Now, to a certain degree, there had to get some people, some traitors, some redcoats, to persuade our people to stay shackled and chained for quite some times. But every now and again, you get a rider. You get somebody who's not falling for the manipulation of staying on plantations and working for free and dying as we're being raped and killed, hung, burned, and dismembered and fighting against our own kin. We are the warrior class of Africans that were brought over here in the 1500s. And for majority of us, we were already here. The explorers, the warriors, the fighters were already here before maybe 400,000 to 500,000 of Africans were brought over here, that we then had an ethno-genocide and became a new group of people. See, when we talk about the case of African-American, foundational Black Americans, we don't associate ourselves with that term anymore. You guys can be African-Americans. Elon Musk can be African-American. Charlize Theron can be African-American. We are foundational Black American. We are Americans. This is the flag that we represent. This is the flag that we rock. And when you don't understand this flag, we hit you with this flag. The Black heritage flag, the Black American heritage flag. And when you don't understand this flag, we hit you with this flag. And then when it get down to the nitty gritty and the down and the dirty, and you don't understand our power, you don't understand the Majar spirit, you don't understand our fight, we hit you with this flag. And we just keep hitting you and tell you who we are. And if you don't know who we are, this so-called war that we didn't even call for, that we don't even want. But I will tell you this. If this is what you want, this is how you're going to go about it. Now, granted, she's the probably only one I've heard speaking like this. But I've heard people get very, very close to what she's stating. So again, the energy is there. And I know she does not speak for the entire African, Caribbean, non-Black American diaspora. I know she doesn't. But for those who she speaks for, this message is for you.
Whole freaking country. The population of African in the United States is more than your Black American population. Just so you know, that's the reason why 64% of the Democratic vote is immigrant. And out of that 64, 54 is Black.
Okay, you're right. Okay, let's take, for instance, let's entertain what she's stating, that 54% of the Black vote is immigrant and Democrat. Good. Have you noticed a change in foundational Black Americans? And I didn't choose to wear red today, but we understand that conservatives are red and Democrats are blue. Now, granted, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm just a foundational Black American speaking on truth and power. But lady, please miss us with that, because we understand that the Democratic Party, which you guys probably don't understand, is the party of the KKK. Is the party of Jim Crow. So you don't even understand the dynamics of America. You don't even understand the historical facts in the party you so-called represent, the white supremacists, that party that infused laws inside of America to subjugate Black Americans. What the hell are you talking about? Here's another thing. You know what? And instead of this so-called war, you know the one thing that she has not stated? You know, what if all us African and Caribbean immigrants, all us Black immigrants go back to our own country and rebuild our own countries, because we have 50 some odd countries in Africa, and build up our own country, become more powerful than the United States of America? Why haven't you said that? Why would you want to fight foundational Black Americans, through protests, through, as you were stating, that you have all these people here. Why would you want a war against us in our country? Go back to your country and you don't have to war with anyone. Oh, well, your country and the fights and the struggles that you have made with the achievements have paved the way for me and my immigrant friends to come over here and benefit from your blood, sweat, and tears. So I don't want to go back after I fled from my country. I don't want to go back and build my own country with my own countrymen and women and then speak on a podium of power, No, I don't want to do that. I want to stay right here and fight you for your resources. I want to fight you for your opportunities. I want to undercut the job market and take depressed wages so you don't get jobs. The war has already started and you don't even know it. This is what you call economic apartheid, ladies and gentlemen. When you have people that look like you, that blend in like you, and the only thing they do is steal from you. The only thing they do is turn up their nose at you. The only thing they do is talk down to you as if they were better because they're from another country that they couldn't pave a way there for. We're still in our country. I'm going to let it play just a little bit more because, again, I'm going to put the link of this particular video in the chat so you guys can watch for yourself because I still have a lot more to say. Here we go.
So Black America, you don't want to go to war with us. At this point, I don't care if you're a Democrat or if you're a Republican, because the stupid Black Republicans that are being controlled by the white tea brought this up. And it seems to me that
what is she talking about? The Black stupid Republicans. I just interviewed Dr. Pamela Denise Long, who is a Black Republican, who is a very intelligent woman who wants rights and reparations for Black Americans. She's a Republican. Is she stupid too? Is she listen to white tea? If all of us go back to our country, huh? If we, you know what? Let's do it. Let's just go right into this because I think it's very important. And you know what? Let me change my tune. Let me be crystal clear. Pitting Black immigrants against Black Americans is not only unnecessary, it's profoundly destructive. It's a narrative that unravels the very fabric of our shared struggle and potential. Sound like a Pan-Africanist, do I not? That's Pan-African talk. Let me conjoin the two. Think of Black Maroons who centuries ago, ladies and gentlemen, who carved out free territories in the face of brutal enslavement. And if you fast forward to Nat Turner, who rose up in 1831 against very unimaginable injustice, even at the cost of his life, to assert Black humanity. And that's when Nat Turner just went on a rampage from plantation to plantation, killing folk. Then there's the Black Panther Party and the Black Liberation Party, fighting systematic violence, establishing free health clinics, Breakfast Club, legal aid, all within the boundaries of nonviolent resistance. These are not footnotes in history. They define us, a so-called war between us, the foundation of our country. That's the enemy's hope, sister. Divide and conquer. It's betrayal of every battle our ancestors bled for. You have to understand that foundational Black Americans, we built this land. We built this land. Black scientists, engineers, and legislators fought fiercely for civil rights. The 1964 Civil Rights Act, the Voting Rights Act of 1965, these laws didn't just liberate Black Americans, they opened the doors for Black immigrants to stand equally before the law. Without those victories, many of us, no matter our birthplace, would have no rights at all. So let's not forget our Black entrepreneurs, our creators, and community organizers who risk everything to build the economies, the so-called opportunities that you guys benefit from, and the neighborhoods we still champion. These pathways were hard for all of us. You're going to stop working for one day? That's the argument? Oh, really? Okay, as I said, I want to conjoin the two. Yeah. I want to conjoin the two. So I want to change my tune, ladies and gentlemen, because I think it warrants this. Because that little segment, was it a minute? I really wanted to drive home that unity. But since she on some war type shit, let's get this straight. We are not the same. We are foundational Black Americans. Have you heard me? We are foundational Black Americans. Descendants of American chattel slavery built this country from the blood-soaked soil up. Our ancestors fought through chains, plantation, lynch mobs, Jim Crow, and COINTELPRO. And through it all, we didn't just survive, we pioneered. From the Black Maroons who escaped waged guerrilla warfare to Nat Turner, who led revolts in the face of certain death, to the Black Panther Party and Black Liberation Army who fed our people and fought militarized policing. We are a people born of resistance. We are a people born with a fight. We are a people born with a warrior spirit that flows in our DNA. And we never need to be told how to fight for dignity. We wrote the damn blueprint. Martin Luther King didn't just march and bled so immigrants could come here and turn around and call us lazy and call us occultists and call us jurists. Rosa Parks didn't sit on the bus so y'all could hop off the plane and start talking sideways to us. No. None of them did that. For you guys to come up here and call us all sorts of names as though you are better because you fled to a country and didn't build your own. We didn't get gifts. We fought for every single thing that we have today, and it's still not much. Some of y'all come to this country and adopt white supremacist talking points to fit in. You call us lazy and criminal and uneducated. You mock our slang, our struggle, and even our style while you still enjoying it and the benefits therein. Then turn around and emulate us in music and culture and fashion, and then turn around and state that when you get on top, that, hip hop was influenced by African immigrants. Twerking was influenced by African immigrants. Afrobeats or this and that, not saying that we created Afrobeats, but this was inspired from Caribbeans. Whatever the case may be. Again, that's not assimilation, that's betrayal. During Juneteenth, you guys were having African and Caribbean parties. That's disrespectful. It amazes me how many people from these other Black countries, and again, these are not for the non-tether class. This is for the tether class. This is for the tether class. Because you want to be in proximity to whiteness, fine. But don't climb over our legacy and spit on the hands that built the ladder. Let's address the nonsense. If immigrants left for a day, the country would collapse. That's funny because for 400 years, this economy thrived on foundational Black American backs. We were the industry, cotton, tobacco, sugar, steel, built off the unpaid labor of Black Americans. If Black immigrants disappeared, the system would groan. If FBA disappeared, the country would collapse. We don't want violence. We just simply have invoked a level of delineation that has never been seen before. Clear culture, political, and economic boundaries so we can support ourselves without disrespect. But don't mistake our silence for softness. Our history is soaked in rebellion. Our whole history lets you know that we are a rebellious class. We are a rebellious class. We are not the so-called step in line Negroes. There's always going to be, if it's 10 Negroes chained up together, it's always going to be 3 or 4 not trying to go the same way that the massa wants us to go. And as we motivate and educate and infuse the other 6 or 7 who are still step in line, there's an energy, there's a spirit, the Majar spirit, the Ogun spirit that gets inside of us, and we just ready to fight. They don't listen. The tether class of the so-called African Caribbean diaspora, the tether class, not you guys, not the guys who blend in and just want to have partnerships and brotherhoods and sisterhood with Black Americans and understand what we've done. Not you guys, but your damn tether class. Oh, Lord, your tether class. As I stated, our history is soaked in rebellion. Harry Tubman carried out a shotgun. Robert F. Williams told us to arm ourselves, Black gangs, for all the stigma. Listen, for Black gangs, for all the stigma were originally formed for protection. The Bloods and Crips were formed for protection for their neighborhoods. We didn't start violence, but we'll never shy away from defending what's ours. Supporting Black-owned FBA businesses, thumbs up. Pushing for reparation, 2 thumbs up. Protecting our culture, that's not divisiveness. That's preservation. And if you feel threatened by our focus, ask yourself why. I want a lot of these people who come out and make these videos that are anti-Black American, even though we make a lot of videos about delineation, we're calling out the racist and prejudice nature of a lot of non-foundational Black Americans who may look like us, dress like us, talk like us because they've been here a generation or two. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Because we want to support our own businesses. Ask yourself why we're pushing for reparations for the unpaid labor that our ancestors had in this country. Ask yourself why that we want to protect our culture and educate the world of the achievements and that foundational Black Americans, we are the culture. Look at the world. We're the most influential group. Not saying that we're better, we're just different. And if you feel threatened by our focus, ask yourself why. Because truthfully, if you respect the house you walked into, America, if you respect this house, we wouldn't be having this conversation. See, you talking about Whitey. Yeah, she brought up Whitey with the Democratic Party because she's a Democratic shield, seems to be. This lady. And this is for her and people like her. This is what you want? See, again, I only told you about our warrior class. I only told you about our fighting class. I only told you about the struggles. And we still thrive and we still strive because we will not just die. We won't just get up and die. We won't let somebody come to our country that we are the majority of and colonize our minds. Think about how pro and impactful and empowerment Black Americans are in a country where they're the third population. We're only about 14.5%. Listen, I know 13.4% have been revolving. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, we're around 14.5%, almost 15%. Now, I don't want to get into eugenics, AKA birth control, AKA abortion. I don't want to get into that because that really decreased our numbers. But we're still around 14.5%, almost 15%. So again, Black Americans never called for war. Black Americans never called for total protest of non-Black American business when it comes to the African and Caribbean and non-Black American immigrants. We never called for that. Our women were tired of being disrespected. Our women were tired of being mistreated. Our women were tired of going through controversies, going to a lot of these African hair braiding salons and hair braiding places. And they just got sick and tired of it. So now they are protesting August 1st against it because they want to be treated fairly. They want equal price. They want fair pricing and they want fair treatment. They don't want people speaking the other language talking down to them and speaking nasty to them. This is why. So this is all behind hair. That she's come out and said this, in my opinion. Now, granted, the rumblings, the energy have always been there. And now finally someone blew the top. But I can tell you this. Listen, all the Black gangs that we have today, I want you guys to think about something. Whether it be the Bloods and Crips, the Black Mafia family, the GDs, the Black Aces, gangs in DC and Chicago and Philadelphia and Florida. I can go on and on and on. The war you talking about? I'm not going to say it. But I think you already know what I'm getting to.